Hello, everybody. My name is Chance Love.
And I'm Mackenzie Elaine.
And we are
the Fiction Friends Podcast.
And what type of podcast is that, Mac?
We're a podcast where we read and sometimes even write stories that we then read. You know, it's an audio format, so we are going to be talking.
Would you say that the things that we write are nonfiction?
No, I would say they're fiction, completely fiction, purely fiction.
Damn, I wrote nothing but a factual story.
Any resemblance to real or historical figures is completely coincidental, and I have not ever just switched the letters around in someone's name in order to make a character that really doesn't relate to that person in any way at all, but does have a similar sounding voice.
No, and you know what? After listening to your stories, I never once even thought of someone even remotely resembling someone from the real reality that we live in.
Yeah,
that reality.
Pure. No, well, you know, that's to call it the real reality is like pretty strong stance, kind of like alternate reality racist. But you know, like that's I understand. It's not like we see a lot of those people. So
alternate reality Scientologists, come at me.
Come on, it's 2020, dude. We can't be having these kind of feelings toward alternate reality people.
You're right. That was fucked up of me. I apologize.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're gonna refer to them that way, just say they with some brackets, like 5 brackets to indicate that they're in the 5th dimension.
Both sides?
Both sides.
Okay, it wasn't one of those like 4 bracket, 1 bracket things.
You never know. I mean, you could play with it. It's all just code for incels.
So for these stories that we have for you today, I believe that we got a couple prompts from the week before. What were those prompts again?
Well, my prompt was very strong. I tend to give strong prompts, as we've seen so far.
I've had nothing but an ecstatic time using your prompts during the story.
I looked around the room, and this time I didn't see anything. There was no paintbrushes to save me. So I thought I dove into my mind for something. Perhaps a profession, and I came up with Milkmaids.
Milkmaids, and you want to know what's something that milkmaids do? They
milk
maids. That's correct.
Yes,
it is.
That's their primary function is to milk maids.
It was something that plantation owners did back in the day. They would be like, "Oh, well, shit, my maid needs to be milked," so they would go and they would get a milkmaid.
Yeah. Also, milkmaids, since it is their duty to handle all maid-related and milk-related, you know, whenever those two things cross. So I think it is perhaps a main function of the milkmaid to perhaps take that milk into her mouth and baby bird it into somebody else's. Perhaps like a fine tin of wintergreen skull.
Wintergreen skull. The skull of champions.
Unless
you skull peach, in which case, skull of champions.
Or if you just like a regular tennis skull, God, just
like fucking grow up.
Yeah.
It's 2020.
It's 2020. Have a fruit flavored thing. People vape now.
Yeah.
Grown adults vape. That's a thing. I mean, it's supposedly only for adults. I remember when vaping was absolutely a thing for the teenagers.
Do you think that vaping has something to do with giving someone the vapors nowadays? Or do people even know what that means?
I think if you were talking to like young people, I think a lot of young people might not know what I've got the vapors means. But they could probably make some inferences, you know. I don't think they're dumb. I say they as if I'm not like
I saw those brackets.
Oh my goodness, no. Yeah, as if I'm not a youth, but I've never. I don't relate to the.
You're like what, 40 now?
Yeah, I am 40.
Yeah, dude.
I'm fucking 40, dude.
Yeah.
My voice is old as hell, so like everybody's gonna just be like, yeah, this guy's.
On the upside, you drink a lot of water, so you don't look any older than 33.
40.
43.
Well, I'm fucking 40.
But other than that, how was your week, Mac? Did you get up to anything noteworthy?
Well, shit, man. I wrote this excellent story for the podcast.
Did I ever say what the other prompt was?
Oh, no, you didn't say what your prompt
was.
was.
Slimes is the other prompt.
Slimes and Milkmaids are the prompts that we had to write from, and oh boy, I wrote 1,100 words of a story for about Slimes and Milkmaids.
I've got about 1,300 words on here today.
Yeah, oh my god, you just wrote, damn, that was...
I was not joking.
You were speed writing.
Yes, I took every single word in the dictionary and I threw it on the computer and deleted the ones I didn't need.
That's wonderful. So you've got a lot of unique characters in there.
No, I have a broken computer screen from throwing a dictionary.
Strong.
Without further ado, would you like to get into these amazing stories of Milkmaids?
And slimes and oozes.
Sloozes.
Ooh, ew.
Sloozies. Should have wrote about those.
Is that like, oh man.
It's a slime floozy.
It's a slime floozy?
Yeah.
Oh, but slimes are like acidic, you know.
You want to know what else is acidic?
We'll get into that.
My love life.
Oh man. Oh. But you know, they have confidence in you. You know,
and I appreciate that.
I appreciate the confidence. Yeah.
So with that, let's get into some of these amazing stories.
Yeah. Shall I begin?
Absolutely. And you know, if neither of us are being piece of shit this week, we'll have little intermission music.
Oh my God.
Carrying us through.
Oh wow! I love that this bit got to be continued in another
what
form.
Bit? No.
We've never done a bit before. This is a serious cast.
We are the serious cast.
We're the serious cast.
And with being the serious cast, we bring you our serious stories.
Our serious stories. I have named my serious story
Oh, what did you name it today?
Iron Milk Maidens.
Nice.
Through the rolling hills of deep gray grasses and phallic-themed reaches of Wiener, Pennsylvania. Oh, it is a continuation of
yes.
my the first story here I brought. The phallic-themed reaches of Wiener, Pennsylvania marches a hunter of most dangerous game. Robert Norman Bossa Nova. Terror to terrors, slayer of monsters, and painter of fucking rad-ass paintings.
Sounds like a cool-ass dude.
He's a pretty sick guy. Now, if you don't recall, which I'm sure you do, but, you know, for the listeners out there, maybe you're just jumping in on this episode, go back and listen to episode 1, maybe. But, you know, if you're here, welcome. Now, if you don't recall, this denim-clad and mystically permed champion is fresh from the killing of a local Dracula lord by the name of Wienermere. Rob proudly displays a trophy of his most recent conquest about his neck. 2 large, powerful fangs dance in the moonlight, casting shadows on either side of his radiant gold medallion.
That sticks out from his jarmer, right?
Yeah, his jar. Well, you know, he only buttons up like 2 or 3 buttons on his jean chest piece, his jest piece.
Yeah, well, that's the comfiest way to wear it.
Yeah, and he's just got like a big gold medallion. It's just a circle, and yeah, he's got Wienermere's fangs hanging on the sides of it.
And last I checked, here's the thing: you only require to wear it. It doesn't have to be worn properly to get that AC bonus.
Yeah, also his chest hair, I think, actually probably provides a bit of an AC bonus as well. It's strong. It's very strong.
That's natural armor for you.
That's natural armor. That's +1 natural armor just for chest hair alone. Upon either side of his radiant gold medallion, the hunter travels for miles upon miles, following the nose of his specially trained pocket gorpal named Frumpy.
Frumpy? Wait, what's a gorpal?
Gorpals are they're like a little frog, but they have 3 legs, 1 in the front and 2 in the back. Oh my goodness. And apparently they can sniff real good. So his trained pocket gorpal named Frumpy, a familiar especially constructed to follow the glittery, cummy scent of Drog, the one that got away.
Drog being the other
young
vampire, the young vampire.
The young vampire from the previous story. So
the Alucard-esque one.
At this point in my story, I use a little tool that writers can use. I hit that enter button on my keyboard, start a new line, I put a little asterisk there, it indicates a change of scene. The scene has just changed. Drog, for the first time in all his many centuries, was grateful for his ability to travel during the light of day. Yes, the stray rays of light that struck his bare skin burned worse than losing a rap battle he started over some really petty shit.
Like got burned.
Like getting his new shoes scuffed. Like, get over it, man. They're just shoes. And what's the deal with having to defend shit like that anyways? Toxic masculinity.
Just do it, I believe is the quote.
Anyways, I wrote that anyways into my story. I had to hit it. But yes, absolutely. Just do it. Just do it. But it hates, like, if you start a rap battle, you have to win it. The shame is so much greater if you lose one that you start.
Oh yeah, I could not imagine going up to some dude on the street and trying to spit some hot bars at him, and he just erupts magma onto my entire pride.
Yeah, and that's how much it hurts for him to walk in the sun. But he can do it. He just sparkles. Anyways, Drog was grateful, for he knew that if he spared a moment to rest, he would surely double die at the hands and almighty knives of the hunter who slew his adoptive father. Double dying is what happens to undead, I think.
Yeah, well, because they were dead, they came back, and now they die again.
That's how you get skeleton ghosts.
Yeah, exactly how you get skeleton ghosts.
That's a problem. You do not want to have skeleton ghosts to deal with. You'll feel a bony presence in the shower, just kind of rattling near the back of your neck.
Oh, God. The worst part about that is, you feel the bony presence of this ghost.
He's a bony presence.
Was he a bony ghost?
Yeah, he's a Skeleghost. He would surely double die at the hands and almighty knives of the hunter who slew his adoptive father, resisting the overwhelming urge to tear at his clothes in grief, lest he be left totally nude. Drog set his jaw and took a deep breath. What scent is this? Carried to me thusly upon yonder southron wind. The blood of virgin women by the shit. It's leader, right? Or kill a leader? How much blood is in the average virgin again? Drog pondered this great mystery, as he was carried Looney Tunes style upon a scent of virginal blood up the mountain far from his Wiener Stansilvanian homeland. So like the scent gets into his nose and he floats along like when you smell a pie in a window.
So how much more blood does a regular person have than a virgin, or do they have less blood?
I think it's kind of context sensitive, and Drog isn't. He's not a smart man.
Well, I mean, he doesn't even know how much a kiloliter.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not a brain surgeon.
He's a Dracula.
Yeah, he's a sexy Dracula.
Which is kind of like a brain surgeon if you don't want it done correctly and you're gonna die.
Yeah, or if you're a sexy Dracula.
Yeah.
After what felt like 20 minutes of sniffing his way up the rocky trail, the handsome vampire regained his feet, just in time to spy someone picking their way slowly down the trail in his direction. Still being quite afraid of any ambush potentially set by his hunter, Drog hastily made an attempt to hide himself amongst the rocks near the trail. He did this by stripping completely nude and flexing his many boulder-like muscles.
Okay, wait, so he stripped nude anyway, but he didn't want to tear up his clothes.
This is an emergency here. You'll see his logic. Drag hastily made an attempt to hide himself among the rocks near the trail. He did this by stripping completely nude and flexing his many boulder-like muscles to literally hide among the rocks.
Because he's drunk.
The effect was more like that of a naked, albeit very buff Twilight vampire posing in a pile of stones. Drog was not a smart man, but he was hot as fuck. And that's all some folks need to make it in this world. This was not going to be the case here, for the scout had by now reached this point in the trail and was staring bold-face at the hiding Drog.
Hiding.
There's air quotes over that hiding.
How many brackets?
just air quotes. Six brackets. Thank you. On each side. Yeah. Okay, you better note that. But the hiding Drog. I'm gonna have to find a voice for this scout here. Oi! Yous over there in the rocks. Body glitter won't keep you warm itself. What's the matter with yous? Daft cunt gonna freeze your sparkly balls off. Naked trespassing is a double crime. And glitterballin's illegal too.
Glitterballin is just exposing glitter balls?
Yeah.
So, wait, he's got indecent exposure, being naked on someone's property,
Yeah, naked-
being on someone's
well,
propered
Naked trespassing is a double crime.
Oh,
Like,
it's just it's its own crime.
Naked
It's
trespassing is a double crime. And glitterballin's illegal too, yelled the woman, who is now quickly moving towards the nude and not so camouflaged Drog in his rocky hiding place. My balls are fine, thanks, barely escaped Drog's lips, before the scout drove her steel-capped boot so hard into his vamp scrote that he blacked out from pain.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Drog is out. He's down for the count. A rock man named Stonesy watched the incident from a safe distance. That day, he wrote this in his diary. Dear Rock, I saw Sparkly Man doing a racist impression of my people. Get it? Because he's got them rocky muscles?
Also, he's talking to just a rock?
Yeah, that's his diary. Dear Rock.
Is he writing it on a rock, or is it in a book?
It's just on a rock. That's how rockmen do. A strong lady make his trouser holders into dust. Maybe I should talk to a rock therapist. Or a sexy geologist. Or a sexy rock therapist.
Okay, wait, a little question here. Drog snapped a lady in half, and now he's getting his balls dusted by just a person?
You'll see about these people.
Okay.
This is a scout from this place that he's going up to. And he was trying to pose. He was caught really off guard by her strong advance. And a steel-toed boot hitting you in the balls, even if you're a vampire, man, I'll take you down for the count.
Makes him feel again.
I use that writer's tool again. Little asterisk. Change the scene here. I hope you like Stonesy. Maybe Stonesy will come back.
I like his diary. I'm curious, like, if he's actually writing it in it, or is he just saying this to a rock?
I think
Is
he's
it a
like
different
he's
rock?
scratching this in with like his fingers.
Oh, now I'm super curious as to what like Stone Man language looks like. Is it? It's just like a line down, and then if you like play it on a
like
fucking like
it's all like dots or like dots and lines, yeah, and you can like scrape your finger along it, and it just makes the sounds.
Yeah, kind of like a Tibetan humming bowl.
Yeah, it's totally like one of those like weird humming bowl bell things.
Racist impersonation of a rock.
Racist impersonation. It's very deep, very rumbly. Rob Boss leans down to pick up his odd little three-legged familiar from the road and holds it at eye level. Frumpy extends his long-fingered hand. Oh yeah, Gorpals have really long fingers on their hands.
Okay, so Gorpals, just to reiterate, are like a triangle toad with one front leg.
Yeah, it's a tripod toad. So one front leg, all of their hands, like all their little webbed hands,
Yep.
super long fingers.
I'm imagining a nose on this thing.
Yeah, it's probably got like a little bit of a snoot for sniffing. It's got two like really big bulging eyes, and I think this one is purple, for sure. I think most of them are purple.
It's canon.
Yeah. Frumpy extends it's canon. Extends his long fingered hand forwards, touching Rob upon the forehead, and issuing forth a sound that can only be described as a horny frog who breathed argon gas. Gorple. And its eyes winked out of sync. Bob's mind was flooded with a cavalcade of images. Meeting a hero in a faraway desert. Being licked by said hero, and making them trip balls. Being given to yet another hero, and also making them trip balls. Licking himself and tripping balls. Rob was beginning to doubt how necessary it was to give his familiar this feature, when finally he saw his target. Rob's like, did it have to be one of the toads that you can lick and trip balls? But
what do you mean toad? It's Gorple.
The image of Drog, totally naked, and live crucified in some strange kind of barn, and a symbol branded on his cheek. The unmistakable churn, symbolizing the monastic order of the Iron Milkmaidens. Rob knew that this all-lady, 90% lesbian, order would have truly... The other 10% is bi. You don't get into this order.
Yeah, it's enter age here in your realm.
It's a purely LGBT monastic order of women here. This order would have something truly cruel planned for the young vampire. And for a moment, he considered leaving Drog to his fate. But cruelty wasn't in his nature. So he set off, now to rescue his prey.
I think this is a huge misunderstanding,
groaned Drog, nailed to a wooden post. I don't think you understand how a misunderstanding work. Also, try and mansplain at me again, and I'll let an acidic ooze crawl right up your pee hole. Replied his guard, a woman of Amazonian stature, with 5 colored shaved hair.
Wait, like...
So it's shaved, but not like right to the skin. It's just like a buzz cut.
Yep.
And then it's 5 different colors.
No, dude.
Yeah, and she's huge. And yeah, that was... I got like 800 words into this before I was like, right, ooze. There needs to be a slime in the story. With 5 colored shaved hair. She was holding a tool that looked like a melon baller had unprotected sex with pliers.
Oh.
What scared Drog the most was how she called it the old youth ripper.
Oh no!
How could he have made such a stupid mistake? They weren't even virgins. He just couldn't smell any dicks on the wind. Unlike his homeland, not everything here was so turgid. It's one of the real negatives of coming up in Wiener, Pennsylvania. Like, as soon as there aren't any dicks on the wind, it really messes up the smell.
Yeah, it's kind of like a vampire sonar, so if there's no dicks on the wind, they can't see anything.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Just kill me then. Sure. Maybe I've done some bad stuff. Maybe I've snapped old women in half. Maybe I was planning on drinking everyone here. Maybe I don't floss. And maybe one time I contaminated every sex toy in a shop with cock and butt disease.
Oh!
But, I may have forgotten what my point was.
Drog is not a smart man. At that moment, the doors to the barn slammed open, with a strike of an almighty boot. You were trying to say, no one deserves this. But honestly, after hearing all that, maybe you do. I'm gone, brother. God bless. Chuckled Rob. Chuckled Rob.
Bossa Nova.
Robert Bossa Nova. Robert Norman Bossa Nova. As he turned back away from the now busted ass door.
So he just he tracked him down just to kick open the door and be like...
He kicked open the door and then he heard Drog say all that shit and he was like, you know what? Never mind, not gonna rescue you. You're fucking stupid.
He was gonna rescue him?
Yeah, he was gonna rescue him from these monks. Look, the shit that they're gonna do to him, man. Robert was like, I'm not that cruel. But
honestly,
after
I thought
hearing...
maybe Rob was going to strike him down before the maidens could.
No, he's a morally complicated individual, but he really is a kind man.
He's a man of death.
Yeah. God bless, chuckled Rob as he turned back away from the now busted ass door. Right then, I'll just get that acidic pee hole slime. No. Finn.
Nah, yes. Oh.
And remember, kids, the moral of the story is, if you've done a lot of bad shit, maybe just keep your mouth shut, or else your heroes will abandon you, and you'll have acidic slime crawl up your dick on the order of crazy lesbian monks.
Monks, they are monks.
Yeah, it's a monastic order.
Okay,
yeah.
No, I do love it.
I think I would really like to write another story that focuses on these Iron Milkmaidens.
Also, I loved the thrilling conclusion. It's like, Drog's like, no, I'm gonna get out of here.
Oh, this was far worse.
Yep.
I guess another moral of the story is don't outrun the law.
Yeah, don't outrun
Or
the
you'll
law.
get- I
Don't
was
be
gonna
a
say Beatles
vampire.
line.
Yeah, don't be a vampire. Don't be a shitty vampire, or
He
you'll get
didn't
a
choose
acidic
to be a
fever.
vampire.
Yeah, true. He specifically did not have to be reincarnated in that undead, sexy-ass form and have to live with an old, weird, cum-drinking Dracula.
So, just another quick question. What type of music do the Iron Maidens listen to?
The Iron Milkmaidens are, as one can assume, they do have a band also called the Iron Milkmaidens, and it's kind of like it's like classic heavy metal, kind of leaning towards like the beginnings of power metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really powerful, high vocals, real shredding lutes, electric lutes.
Some hyper-independent guitar solos.
Yes, yeah.
Well, Mac, I thought that story was brilliant. I'm super happy how it came out.
I hate to interrupt you. I just need to say, what a missed opportunity for me to have like a 2-hour
Smoothies.
guitar solo. Like that was such a hallmark of some of these stories that have inspired me, are just portions where it's like, and then this guitar solo
This
played.
drum solo that went on for 4 days.
Yeah. Oh man, what a missed opportunity. Maybe next time. And yeah, I've got a couple characters set up now. I've got Stonesy. I've got Rob. Rob's still on the road. I've got these Iron Milkmaidens.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see who gets the story next.
Well, I hope you're excited to meet the characters in my story.
Your story of Milkmaids and...
Slimes!
Does it have a title?
It does. My title for today's story. And yeah, I actually wrote one this time. It wasn't like I just kind of popping this one up. I actually started with the title of this story.
Right.
And I based everything off of that.
Cool.
And it will become very apparent after you hear the title of my story. Blood eagles are the coolest way to kill a guy.
That is an objective truth.
The cold darkness of space. Majestic. Mystical. And almost as empty as a narrator who thought an unpaid internship would lead to a full-time position, but no, it's just not the right fit. So shut up and read what's on the teleprompter or we'll kill your Oh God. I'm sorry, please don't. I'll do it, I'll cooperate. A Valiun is a realm of such bodacious badassery and gall that even the most mundane shit can be spun.
Get that quiver out of your voice. We don't need them to know.
I'm sorry.
This better be edited out.
The most mundane shit can be spun in a way that even a narrator who is under a great deal of duress can make it sound exciting.
That's good shit.
Sunday. Be there. Flum will be hosting the competition of the century, the Milkmaidens Tournament of Power.
Nice.
You don't want to miss out on this titty-tearing prowess of these maidens. Don't miss your chance to miss the reigning champion, Hilda, the monster milking champion, defend her title in the one-night-only event worth all of the marbles. Marbles is what the prize was, because apparently they didn't even want to pay the athletes. Big surprise! No, wait, please, don't! No! No.
Now remember, folks, that's Sunday at Flumtown, the center, all day. Tickets are $8 gold for general admission and $8.50 for kids.
Now back to the Zeppelin races.
I'm gonna win the fuck out of those marbles.
Exclaimed Hilda as she sat in the middle of town,
Hilda
waiting for the
has-
games to begin.
Hilda has the hardest voice. Dude, she rips titties. Oh, dude, also love that you said titty tearing because, like, they're milking real hard.
It's true.
I get it. Oh, man, that's good.
But why? Are the marbles worth anything? Or is it more of a pride thing? Timidly said a child to her.
They're worth more than your life. You no good shitty piece of no good shit. You shit.
Said Hilda as she booted the child into a half minotaur, half centaur, getting buck wild with a half elf, and they exploded.
Oh my god.
Nobody cared.
Hilda is so hard.
Hard as fuck, my dude.
So, they all just blew up?
Yep, and no one cared. It just kind of
Did
happened.
that child not have anyone? Oh my goodness.
Maybe it did. But here's the thing. it's an extra 0.5 of a gold for a child's ticket, so this family's probably just like, yeah, we just both got 9 gold.
Damn, that is a pretty good saving. Pro tip.
Absolutely a
Pro tip. Kick your children into a half Minotaur, half Centaur.
Getting buck nasty with a half elf.
They'll explode.
Hilda did, however, think for a second, are the marbles worth anything? Is this whole thing just a facade to fill out a day on the calendar? Is my whole life a lie? Nah, belted Hilda out loud as she repressed that thought so hard that it solidified into a marble and it fell out of her ear. Before she had a second chance to contemplate how and why that marble fell out, the bell for the tournament rang out, signaling the beginning of the tournament.
Sometimes I think so hard I make thought marbles.
All the time for me.
Brain pearls, basically.
Exactly what it is. It's kind of like I start having a stroke and then it just comes out as a pearl.
Yeah, it's just like an iron ball.
The crowds were plentiful, at least for the town of Flum. Sevens of people lined the sidewalk in anticipation as the competitors took center stage.
It's definitely a milking competition.
Welcome everyone to the Milkmaid Tournament of Power, said the disembodied announcer. Please give a round of applause to our competitors, the top 4 milkmaids in all of 20 kilometers around here. Our first competitor, Sheena, the half-dwarf, half-giant, all badass. Who the fuck cares? The frail thing. Oh, no. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Sheena, the half-dwarf, half-giant.
Mistake, and you'll end up just like the other one.
I'm sorry. Sheena, the half-dwarf, half-giant, all badass. From Who the Fuck Cares? The frail, thin applause could be heard enough to know that she forced her family to come and support her.
Well, she's from like 20 kilometers around.
Yeah, somewhere around here in 20 kilometers. Next up, this oozy up-and-comer has been making a name for theirself all over the last today, as the competition was free to sign up for. Globlinda! As the small, cummy slime slinked to the ring.
Globlinda.
Yeah. Next up, our reigning champion.
Wait, does she look like a person? Is it like that one Monster Girl anime?
No, she's just like a little fucking milky slime. She's just like a little glob.
Is she like a puddle on the ground, or is she like a goo ball?
You ever played Dragon Quest?
Oh, she looks
like liquid metal slime, how they're kind of like goop around? Yeah, it's kind of like that, but like
okay.
semi-translucent with like strings of like opaque white.
Are there like eyes? Like, no, it's just sentient puddle.
Yep, sentient puddle essentially. Next up, a reigning champion, the heavy-handed Hilda, and her dwarven figure stomped forward, raising her hand high. The silence was deafening as she shot the crowd the look that said, "I'll melt your skulls." As the minuscule crowd all threed themselves with such force that the thunderclap could be heard 100 miles away.
That's way better than clapping for someone. Just if you that's when you poop, pee, and barf at the same time, right?
Yes.
Okay. Damn.
100 miles away, as a warrior sat down to eat with his family. Holy crap! Did anyone else hear that? It sounded like a dwarf shot a look to the crowd, causing them to three themselves with such force to cause a thunderclap. Cut back. And last but not least, the fourth contestant
I love that cutaway.
Who gives a shit? Let the competition begin! Round 1 was the milk-off, as the cows were lined up. Globlinda slurpily spouted out to Hilda. Best of luck.
Oh, she does
I'm
talk.
a huge fan. I hope I can be as good as you one day. Hilda responded by hucking the biggest loogie on Globlinda.
Dude,
which is definitely meant as a fuck you to Globlinda, but she was essentially already a giant loogie. So Globlinda took this as net positive.
Yeah, I think that's a nice thing to do in slime culture.
Yeah, well, it's just there. I add it to your max.
Yeah. That's what I try and say whenever I finish. Like, you're welcome. I added to your mass, and they're like, get me a tissue or a towel.
Bang! A boom wand was fired to signal the start of the event as the contestants fervently began to milk the ever-loving, homogenized fuck out of these cows. Sheena was rubbing and tugging the udders of the cow so hard that they erupted into flame, which motivated the cow to piss its milk out as hard as possible.
Oh my god. Oh, that's worse than a sexy womb. You've topped me. I think tit piss is worse as far as it's like a combination of words.
I actually patted myself on the back when I wrote that line.
Oh my god.
Hilda picked up the cow and jabbed her thumb into the cow's udder and crushed the cow, effectively shotgunning the cow's protein water into a bucket. Contestant 4, aka Disposable Person, aka Not Gonna Winnington, proceeded to milk the cow like a regular person. Lame. Globlinda saw the techniques of the other contestants, and she let out a little gurgly guffaw as the slime crawled inside the udder, immediately forcing the milk out in a disgusting display of being a slime. So she essentially slid it into an udder, and as it did, all of the milk erupted out at the same force that she was entering the udder.
I feel like that's... I mean, it's
You
probably
can't say
faster than shotgunning the udder, right? Like,
maybe.
Maybe.
But here's the thing. All of it is animal cruelty.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, I think speed milking is... I think PETA might have some issues with this.
Tit PETA.
Okay, boob PETA, please leave us alone. Like, everybody else can leave comments, but boob PETA, just go. Go. We don't want you here.
Hilda threw the cow onto the ground and ran to ring the bell, signaling the completion of the cow, slapping it with enough force that it would have been expected to smash the bell and ring out. But instead, to her surprise, the bell only let out a muffled as Hilda looked down, revealing her slime-covered hand, as Globlinda managed to beat her to the bell. "We have a winner!" announced the disembodied voice of the new narrator. The Jizzy Globule, known as... Oh, sorry. The Jizzy Globule, known as Globlinda! Hilda swatted Globlinda's disgusting form off her hand and turned to survey the rankings. Contestant 4, coming in dead last, received her award and became dead. Yeah, that's right. To the death, baby.
Wait, a milking competition for 7 people to the death?
To the death. It's not for 7 people. It's for all the marbles.
Well, like, yeah, but 7 people are there. Sorry, 7s.
Yeah,
7s of people are there. Can I just have one more question? So, like, that's just the last place prize, right?
That's what happens when you come in last on an event.
Oh, okay, just in general. Oh, man, Valiant is a rough place.
Oh, yeah.
You come in last, you fucking die.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, events and rulings rank differently from town to town, but just in Flum, they go a little more, like, on the hard side. You know, with, like, when you have a town named Flum, you gotta be harder than your name.
I think all competition should be to the death in our reality as well.
I agree.
Every sporting competition, like, if you come in last, and if it's a team sport, I think you just pick your weakest link. Execute them.
Now you're probably thinking, how'd she die? Do you care? Oh, you do? Well, round 2! The 100-meter Milkmaid walk.
Drog just snapped her in half quietly.
The weight contraptions were set for the 3 remaining contestants, 4 cows each strapped to a metal frame. As they all lined up to the starting line, the narrator boomed over the mic. "Now, before we continue, everyone, please continue to stand, because we never put out seats for everyone for the Flum Anthem of Hope. Oh, Flum, can't you see by the jizz-inducing light that no one wants to kill us because our town's stupid? But if they don't care, if our town is that great, then we'll accept death, because that would be preferable." Bang! The race was off, as Sheena and Hilda erupted from the starting line, carrying these super unwilling bovines far past the point of consent, and Globlinda started to spread her oozy, gross, gelatinous body across her lane, causing the cow to slide uncontrollably to the finish line. Like, slip and slide on crack on a rocket fast.
Goddamn.
The cow shot past the finish line with such speed that the only reason that people knew that it had passed all the way over the finish line was the overwhelming smell of burnt leather and hair and 13-year-old's lucky socks. As the other contestants crossed the line, first Hilda, then Sheena, First Hilda, then Sheena, as the after smell image of that dank waft struck their nostrils. That smell smelt worst to Hilda as she could smell her title becoming less and less her own. "Who the fuck do you think you are, Comstain?" belted Hilda, and Sheena was murdered in the background brutally.
It's a brutal execution.
Yeah.
However they do it.
Like I said earlier, my kind rival, I want to be just like you.
Retorted Globlinda. "Fucking shut your fucking fuck pit, you globby of fucky fuck," screamed Hilda.
I was only trying to answer your...
I said shut it!
Okie dokie.
Whimpered Globlinda. "It seems the competition is really heating up," the announcer interjected. "But for the time of talking is over. The final round is upon us."
Before the final round,
Before the final round.
may I say,
You may.
that cow burnt up in the atmosphere. Like, was there like a sonic boom? Like,
No, this was not as loud as the stare. Or at the very least, the sonic boom has not been heard yet.
I see. So, wow. Also, 13-year-old's lucky socks.
Yep, that's what it smells like. Burnt hair, leather, and a 13-year-old sock.
Is that because of Globlinda's kind of cumminess? Or?
Yes,
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
All right,
Well,
I
that's what makes a 13-year-old sock lucky, right? They're like, "No, Mom, you don't worry about the sock that's stuck in there. It's lucky."
Sure.
Yeah, people get it.
Just don't. Just be a normal human being and have a cum drawer instead of a cum. Like,
Oh,
you know,
what? You mean you don't use a cum
cum
wall?
wall?
That was a high five.
Yeah,
we might edit that out.
We might, yeah, but
No, worth it.
use your cum wall. It's better for the environment.
Now, round 3 is for all of the marbles, because as stated earlier, that was the prize for reasons. The final round was Atlas Stones, and Hilda knew that she had this one in the bag. She was
like it,
undefeated in this competition, since she had started, and she had a secret technique up her sleeveless sleeves. And
She's sleeveless. Does she have any sweet tattoos? Does she have like a mom tattoo?
Oh, yeah, no, she's got a
Barbed
mom
wire.
tattoo, but instead of an arrow going through it, it is an anchor.
It's an anchor going through it, and like it's wrapped in barbed wire.
And-
It's on
and-
fire.
Yes, and it says mom.
Hell yeah.
As the 2 remaining competitors stepped up to their positions, Hilda did something unexpected. She had said, "Good luck, thick piss,"
Thank you so much. You too.
said Globlinda. As Hilda's Atlas Stone crashed right on top of Globlinda, splattering everywhere. "Secret technique," thought Hilda. "Secret technique," said Hilda. The crowd was stunned and silent when suddenly the splattered splorches of Globlinda started to form around Hilda. "The fuck is this?" screamed Hilda as she was consumed by the jizzy pile of acidic ooze.
I believe it's called comeuppance.
Chuckled Globlinda as she fully enveloped Hilda, and with a small burp, Hilda was no more. Everyone in the crowd was startled, but ultimately, hey, that's what happens if you're a dickhead. "We have our winner!" the announcer thumed as Globlinda collected her meaningless pile of marbles, and they absorbed into her body. The end.
Dude, both of our stories ended with the moral of don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Oh man, excellent. I love secret technique. They thought
Secret technique.
because it's like every anime ever. It's like I'm gonna use my in their mind it's like I'm gonna have to use my ultimate super secret technique, and then out loud they're like I'm gonna be using my ultra super secret technique right now.
Well, I also that's kind of one of those things where I always like it's like you get to hear the internal monologue and then it just kind of bleeds into their voice.
Yeah, I love that. That's really good. I love comeuppets.
Yeah,
Comeuppets is when you J
A little C and it floats up.
I love that, dude. That was a lot of fun.
Also, you know, I loved how many loose ends I left with it. Yeah. Like the just repressing that little mind marble out. And did that marble go into the pile? Because it's a marble, and it's for all of them.
Yeah, and maybe that mind marble is now inside of Globlinda.
It's true, and
Who
maybe
knows what that might do.
Yeah, maybe as it turns out, all of them are just secretly repressed memories, and now that she might become an ooze mind flayer.
Yeah, maybe she's got, or maybe she'll just be really, really sad.
Also, as you could tell by the title of my story, Blood Eagles did not come up once.
No, but it is still the coolest way to kill a guy.
100% it is.
Okay.
Even cooler than shotgunning a guy to death.
Like,
that is, of course, stabbing him in the udder and crushing him.
It's stabbing them with your thumb and crushing all the blood out of the hole.
Milking them so fast that their tits erupt into flames.
Yeah, that's a strong one. I think Blood Eagle though, especially like if you do like a 2-man Blood Eagle, where like you and a buddy each just like grab onto one part of the ribs and just yank. You know, I think that's real strong. It really sends a message. You know,
self Blood Eagle.
Self Blood Eagle is strong. You like with your you'd have to be jacked to self Blood Eagle.
Oh well, maybe that's how you torture someone. You're gonna Blood Eagle yourself.
How could you make someone Blood Eagle themselves?
It's either that or we kill you worse.
Oh my god. It seems like a really rough, because like you don't, I mean, unless you just pass out from trauma or whatever, like
No, we'll wake you up.
The blood loss or something is probably what gets you from dying from Blood Eagle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because man, I don't know, having your lungs exposed to the open air just seems really not good.
No, what do you mean? That's the direct line.
Yeah, that you just. Dude, everybody, just open up your lungs to the outside air, and you don't have to breathe anymore. That's how osmosis works. That's science.
Other than that has been our stories. I feel like if anybody here liked that story, you can drop us a little like. Maybe even a comment. We always like to hear from you. Tell us if we're improving. Tell us if we're shitty.
Please tell us that we're shitty, actually.
Yeah. Other than that, maybe even subscribe to us and hit that little bell so that we can get a notification every time we do a little thing.
That's pretty good.
And let's see, what else is there? Follow us on our socials.
Yeah, we've got Fiction Friends on Facebook and Fiction Friends Pod on Instagram. They're a pretty good time. I make a post when an episode goes up. Instagram is weird with links, but Facebook is good. Yeah, like I put the link in the Instagram thing, but they don't allow like hyperlinks. I think I could put them in like the bio section or some shit like that, but that's starting to feel real like e-girl, so I don't know that I want to go there.
Yeah, and that doesn't matter.
Buy my premium Snapchat. I'm selling feet pics. If
you pay me, I won't send you pictures of my feet.
What are we doing next week?
Next week, I believe we're bringing a couple more stories. But other than that, are you talking about? Should we start preparing for our next write-up stories?
Oh yeah. Do we want to drop some prompts now, or do we want? I mean, because that would be once again putting me under, a short time constraint. I don't come up with good prompts historically.
All right, let's hear
it. Great oak trees.
Okay, great oak trees.
It's a grand oak, a real big tree.
You know, maybe here's the thing. I like that your prompts are slowly still not going anywhere near sword and sorcery. They are just a thing.
Hey, I may have looked at a painting with an almighty tree.
All right, so great oak trees. I guess I'll throw in necromancy.
Ooh, tree necromancy, maybe.
Necromancy. So with that, everybody, I've been Chance.
I've been Mac.
And we are the Fiction Friends. I've been waiting for the next episode of this show because god damn these guys super sexy and I wanna see where it goes, so can't wait to see the next episode. I hope we can be polyrhythms and fiction friends. Now, fix. Outro. Oh, nope, still not the. That's not the stop button. Still.